Hello everybody, welcome along to JACKOCAR Season 1 Round 7. It is the Belgian Grand Prix here at the Circuit Spa-Francorchamps in the Ardennes Forest. I'm your commentator Owen White, and with me, as usual, big man himself, Jacko. Nice to see you.
Good evening, Owen. Hello, nice to see you as well.
Risky racer. That's taking the Schumacher line.
Oh, and now he's reversing down the track.
Yeah, he's not actually reversing though, he's just sort of rolling.
Gliding.
Yeah, he's gliding down. He'll get away without a disqualification. Sorry, that interrupted your intro. We'll try it again. We'll reverse.
Good evening. As you say, round 7 here we are in Spa. What we're expecting, I think we've just been told in the chat, is a damp start and then a dry race. So a little bit of excitement on the card this evening.
Absolutely. I was saying to you before the stream started, a bit of rain on this track, changeable conditions. That will make corners like Radion a total nightmare. And that's pretty much the entire appeal of this track these days in this game, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this all works out. And we're now starting to get close to the end of the regular season before we start getting towards the playoffs, so each and every one of these races get more and more important. So rain is probably the last thing any of these guys really would have wanted, unless they've already got their ticket to back it, of course.
Yes. Sorry, Owen, I'm just trying to find a stream link to share with everybody. Don't worry, I'm on it.
I'm on it too. We're both on it. Alright, I've got it. I got it first. Aha. Take that. Anyway, Camo Babo's gone fastest, but then again, he's also the only one of the time, so maybe. Well, we'll still let him celebrate it. Go, Camo Babo. Watching NK Born Pit. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way. There's a lot of people invalidating lap times around this place. But we'll see. TC around the final corner. Looks like he's actually kept it on the road, so this should go fastest. It does go fastest to 1 minute 44.8. And yeah, how close is Delatraz to the line? There he is. Speaking of which, yeah, Delatraz is back. He's well, I guess he's technically a reserve now, taking what would have been Jacko's place. But we've taken the Joker away. He's not allowed a Joker because he's too fast. So Louis Delatraz is here. He's forced onto a Joker. Or no Joker. Only one on a Joker is Jess, who's currently down there in P9. Honestly, I don't think he needs it, does he? He was very good in Silverstone when we last saw him. But we'll see how he handles this track as well. But from what I've heard, he is rapid, as Arnaud goes fastest on a 1 minute 43.9, just about into the 43s. Good stuff. And oh, look at that, McMahon's in the chat. I haven't seen him in the chat in a while. Hello, McMahon. Or maybe I haven't noticed, but hello anyway. Nice to see you're still alive. But again, I'm surprised here, Jack, who's saying that it's going to be a wet start to the race. Why there's so many people who set their bankers not on the softs. Surely you'd be going and doing as many laps on the softs as possible. Unless it is raining, but not quite. Oh, into the wall. Louis just taking a chunk of that front wing off. Lucky he didn't take the wheel off. But yeah, I'm surprised unless it's a wet start, but still dry enough for dries, if you get what I mean.
One of those classic dodgy Codemaster starts which we've become familiar with.
Yes, which is even worse for Eau Rouge and Radion.
Certainly if it was me racing this, which it very nearly was, I would be I'd be doing as many laps on the softs, like we say. It's the only way to go. But anyway, you mentioned, as Beesma retires, you mentioned Jess is the only Joker today. Was P9 a few moments ago. She said in the chat to me earlier that she would be very happy with a P9. And of course that would go a long way in her bid for the playoffs.
Indeed, yeah. I'm still hoping we get a big surprise for the playoffs, actually, because as Risky Racing advertised as well, these guys are going in very odd places. We've seen one go at Blanchimont, and we've just seen Risky Racer. You can see where he is off to the right. He's miles off to the right. Very odd, this. I'm surprised they're going in the places they're going. But anyway, yeah, back to Jess. Like I say, it'd be good to see some surprises in the playoffs, because if this is going to go from a wet to dry race, this is possibly one of the very good scenarios to get an opportunity for Joker, because it can go from wet to dry. She can pit from wets to dries, and that's her done. while everyone else will have to think about it. So this could actually work out very well for Jez if it works. Now, you've just seen an go to P2, watching right now. Big man at the head of One Hub Racing has decided to join us here. Nick, good to see him in his number 14, running his One Hub colours. Subtle advertising, as you can see. And yeah, he's up there in P2 at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets along tonight as well.
Yeah, speaking of the One Hub colours, I thought the only reason we'll let him run that livery is because Mr. Arnold in the 31 car, he's running JACKOCAR colours tonight.
Yes.
Just leaving the pits, actually. So that's the red, the orange, the yellow, with a hint of blue in there. It's my favourite livery all season, that is.
Do I have to be biased and say it's my favourite? Well, it's nice.
You can say what
I'll go with nice. How about we just say that? Because there's still some more binders out there. We got a lot of our own colours, but there's other binders out there. Speaking of which, we should probably have a look at some of these.
Yeah, new colours. Yuri is in Dutch colours tonight.
Yes, he's
as close to a home race as he will get this season.
You can see his car in the bottom right hand corner. He hasn't left the pits, of course, but he is orange. You can see the orange is there. Dexter's still got a nice colour, but it'll be interesting actually. Which one am I going to choose for every other week? There's too many good ones this week. I don't know who to choose.
Your original favourite, Whiteout, he's back on track this week after falling asleep before the start of the Grand Prix last week.
Yeah, good to see. I don't want to be giving it to people I've already given it to, you know. So we'll need to think about it. Obviously, that's the most important thing when we've got 8 minutes to go in qualifying. But yeah, NK Bourne is about to finish a lap. I don't know if I've actually given it to him yet or not. Very nice, this livery. But anyway, on to the main straight he goes. Just about to D-rate, and he goes P2. We saw Frenagama was off in Narnia, so he's not going to do anything special. Pete is on a lap. P2 finally put himself in the playoffs last week. It felt like it was never going to happen. Looking to now extend his gap and maybe win the regular championship. We'll see if he can manage that. But
he took his time, didn't he? But he's finally there.
Yeah.
And he said to me earlier, if it rains today, he's in with a very good shout of winning this race, despite the competition that he's got from Arnold, TC, obviously Louis Delatraz in this race as well.
You know, we nearly commentators cursed him last week. Let's not do it this week.
No, we'll let him run his race this week.
Well, we should still watch him.
Oh yes, Arnold on a 1.39 at the moment. He's telling me he can get to another 4 attempts out of that car.
4 attempts?
Yep, he reckons.
Good. Looking forward to seeing that then. For his first sector, he's last time.
Maybe next lap.
Maybe next lap. Frenagama's just gone P7. His second lap went a lot better than his first lap, mainly because he probably didn't touch the grass this time round. Yellow's in sector 1, that's at turn 1. That probably is actually Frenagama. Maybe he's done something a bit silly there. But here comes Pete in the bus stop chicane, which isn't a bus stop anymore, but we'll ignore that because it looks better for naming purposes. As Pete, well, he's found 3 more tenths on Arno's time, so no pressure, man. Here's Louis Delatraz, he's at the end of his that as well. D-rating is seemingly going to be quite an issue because these guys are all running it super late with their ERS. I mean, they could go at any moment on that main straight and it will lose you time when it goes, but it looks like Delatraz has managed to keep it well. He's gone fastest now. That is 5 tenths quicker than Arnold, so no pressure, Arnold. As we watch the end of his lap. 2 tenths up only, you know.
At the limit of Arnold's region where he says he can get. I think Louis might be able to go faster as well.
Oh dear. You need to get me out there, I'll show them all. Anyway, Arnold to the line. He found 2 tenths of a second, so not too bad, but he didn't gain any position. Here's Clyde, he's on a slow lap, so he'll probably pit. Right, Mr. One Hub. He's coming across the line. We'll watch a lot with him, sure. I think he's the only one actually out there on that. Maybe apart from Whiteye. Where's he at? He's a bit further up. Oh no! What's this thing? I still like it, but what is this thing? Go back to the old one. I don't have to show you how to make this livery work nice as well.
I don't know if he's trying to run the NHS colours. Like we were doing last week.
Maybe I'll grow to like this one. It's the same colours as his last one, just different configuration, as Mr. John has died at Radion. Maybe I'll grow to like this one. Oh, he spins off. Maybe. Well, I'll tell you what, Livery doesn't like him. That's a certain. But yeah, Livery. Maybe I'll grow to like this one. Right, let's go back to Nick then, since he hasn't spun off yet. I'm surprised they're running in the first part of that turn rather than the second part. I would have thought it's the second part where you got the really annoying curb. Then I would have thought that's where they're spinning off, but no, they're spinning off at the first part. Shows what I know, I guess. But anyway, middle sector, Nick up by half a tenth, not enough to go up any positions at the moment. Now we've got a few people in the chat, but we've got Daddy, we've got Paul McGuinness did that fantastic pit stop the other day. I hope you saw it. He did do the pit stop. Well, I say pit stop, fuel stop in his car, in his racing gear. You'll have to see it for the £700 of donation, well, $725 actually, that we raised the other week in our charity race for UNICEF. So good to see Paul McGuinness is sticking to his word. And you got like the Risky as well, Brennan Gamble in there, so hello to everybody.
I was actually reliably informed that Paul was caught speeding on the way into the Shell garage.
Good stuff.
He had to go back through for a drive-through penalty.
Very good, Paul. Wouldn't expect any less from him. Anyway, we've only got 3 minutes to go now, and these people have maybe going to start getting a move on. We've only got a few out there on outlaps in a minute. Rest are in pits. Or on in-laps in Indecisive's case, because you've got to be leaving the pits in about 2 minutes 30. And say for somebody like Indecisive, well, he has got to get a move on, a serious move on. He's also out of fuel. That doesn't help his run to the pit lane. He might not get a lap in here. I worry he won't. There's Yuri out of the pits in his Dutch colours. Very nice indeed. But Dexter up the hill. Yeah, they're all avoiding the apex there in the middle of Eau Rouge because they know it's gonna. That's what's gonna tip you around. For some reason, that dip, the game just doesn't like it. It's a bit like Ascari in the last year's game. Not as bad this time, but you touch the curb in the wrong way, which is pretty much in any way, shape or form for that side of curb, and you're going to spin. We saw it in ILR 8, of course, last season here, when 4 drivers went up and hit that wall in the exact same way, at the exact same time. And we've just seen someone go off there now. Someone has gone off there. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I think it might be MK Bourne. Yeah, it is NK Bourne. His qualifying is over. He's broke that front wing, shattered it.
He'll retire the car there. There's another apex as well that the guys have to avoid, and that's that one in the final turn. If you clout that, you will get a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, so you want to be careful there. And Pouon as well, second part of Pouon, as I say. Although apparently the first part of Pouon's been a difficult bit for these guys today, but I would say the second part, do not touch that curb under any shape or under any circumstances. You will crash. As Indecisive, well, he's retired now from the session, whether that's an on-track fatality or whatever. It does look it, doesn't it? We're seeing someone off in a Rouge, and that'll be really unfortunate for him. He's had a dreadful last few minutes there. We thought he might not get a lap in, and I guess he won't, as Dexter then goes P6. Clyde has just started a lap. What about Jess? How far is she through? Baz is actually, has he given up on that lap? He has given up. He's currently last right now, about the time. Really going to get a move on.
Well, he's on a slow lap.
Jess 10 seconds off the pace and half a second off on the first sector, so she's really going to get a move on. I'm sure it'll improve at some point, as Clyde has went off as well, possibly, or invalidated the lap. I don't see any car stopped on the map, but he was in the first sector and he's done now. A lot of the grid is already out of qualifying and we haven't even hit 0 yet, so this could be quite a mixed up grid actually. And there's still a few out there on out laps. They should all make it to the line, but they'll certainly be leaving it quite late. But like I say, Jess, our Joker driver for today, if it is a wet start and we are on wet tyres, then it'll be pretty good for her when we go back to dries later on. So it could really work out well. So she's gotta just make sure this is gonna be a decent enough lap to get her somewhere up the grid. And we'll see in a moment where exactly she goes. Yellow flags at the end of the first sector. Someone is slowing down. Is it Baza again?
Yeah.
Baza then, last place for him unless somebody gets disqualified. Here comes Jess around the final corner, D-rating, so she'll get a horrendous run across the line, and she only goes P16. Who's furthest through a lap? I think Arnaud has abandoned his lap, so he's going no further. TC nearly 4/10 up in the middle sector, but watch him as he finishes his lap, unless there's someone ahead of him. I don't see anyone at the moment, unless Yuri or Whiteye are ahead. I think it is TC, the first one. So we'll follow him and hope. Yes, it is the first one. Out of the final chicane, out of that bus stop again, he's going to derate as he heads up to the line, but will it be quick enough to go up? It is. It's P3. Nick
takes his teammate.
Nick in the final sector, and Zach Deltry's just ahead or just behind? Just behind. Arnaud is retired, so he's done. It was looking pretty bad for him anyway. Yuri's gone P8. But Nick, where is he going to go? He has got enough energy to give it a good run up to the line. That could help him out. Get him a few positions up the grid here. And it was invalid. So, Delatraz goes faster. 4/10 clear. Pete is only 800 up in his middle sector, so only quite a gargantuan final sector. He might have got some slipstream on the way up through Blanchimont. I know it was a slow car there. He might have got a bit of a slip off there, and he was invalid. So it didn't matter in the end anyway. And Baza has retired. 3 drivers didn't set a lap in that qualifying session, but it was Louis Delatraz who went fastest, and he's on pole for the 7th round of the JACKOCAR Championship. I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah, Louis Delatraz will actually get a playoff point as well, but of course he's not eligible to compete in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a shame, man.
That one has gone for everybody else. I think Pete will be the first of 5 or 6 drivers there kicking himself. He was 4/10 off.
Right then, so the full grid. Louis Delatraz on pole in his second JACKOCAR race, and then it is Pete, TC, Arnaud, NK Bourne, Dexter, Nick, Yuri, Clyde, and Camo Babu. If it's a dry start, they'll all get those softs back. Maybe they won't want them, they'll hope it's wet. Then it's Frenagama, Indecisive, Whiteout, Beesma, Murloc, Jess, Mr. John, Splinter, Risky, and Baza. Thought I was going to run out of time there for that. But yeah, hopefully they all get a fresh set of the inters. I think I'd rather that than a fresh set of dries. And it is, I think... Oh, I don't know. I reckon we're on dries here. I reckon this is for dries.
There's moisture in the air.
It's raining, but it's super light. I'm gonna make the call. I think we're on dries. I think it's dries. It's just my first instinct looking at that is that we'll be on the dries. And if you're gonna be on wearing soft, I can't even imagine.
Oh, people are gonna be putting at the end of lap 1, surely.
Well, it's meant. This is it. This is it. What do you do if this is dry? I'm only guessing. I could be completely wrong. I hope I'm wrong for their sake. But then again, for the show's sake, please be dry. Let's see. What tires have we got on? I think they are slicks. They are slicks. The slick tires then, I believe. Yep.
Yeah,
so the top 10 then. Let's see what they've all chosen then. So obviously the top 10, they get to keep their softs. This is a nightmare for these guys. An absolute nightmare. I said the top 10. Frenagam was on the softs, as well as Whiteout, Beesma, Murdoch, Mr. John, and Risky Racer. Then there's only 4 people starting on the mediums. They are Indecisive, Jess, Splinter, and Baza. Oh! I don't know about this. This is a bit risky, isn't it?
I think we have ourselves a good race in store.
We certainly do. This is looking very interesting indeed. I'm just looking for the liveries, see which one I'm going to choose my livery of the week while we try and all keep calm while this is all getting ready. There's a lot of good ones, aren't there, this week? But I'm trying to think of which ones I haven't given one to. That I've already given.
Got to give it to Arnold, surely.
I think, for the sake of you, and for the sake of the league, we'll give it to Arno. I don't think it would go too well if we gave it to Nick, would it?
I was just looking at it, it's lovely.
Maybe next week, if he's here next week, because it is a very nice livery as well. But we can't give it to you because bias, apparently. Right then. Now,
we do like Yuri's as well. The orange.
Oh yes, and Yuri's of course as well. And Louis as well. We didn't mention that one too much in the charity stream, but that one's a very nice one as well. But plenty of time to give them awards as well, I'm sure, at some point. I think none of them are going to be worried about deliveries at the moment. They're all going to be worried about how heavy the rain is. You can't pit on a formation lap, by the way. So they will have to survive at least one lap. Whoa. I'm giddy right now. I can't wait for this.
Just look at the gaps, by the way, between Louis, Pete, and the guy in third, which isn't TC because he's on the grid. Big margins.
This is going to be incredible.
As Louis lines up to take his slot on the grid.
I'm doing a little bit of extra promotion on Twitter. I'm trying everything. You don't want to miss this, people. This is the type of start that I was bigging up earlier. Now, this is better than I could have ever imagined. There's been a car off already on the formation lap. You can see there that Risky has already been off the track, and that's on the slow lap. Oh my goodness. I would be absolutely terrified right now if I was on the mediums. They're going to be much colder than these softs. They're going to crash. It's as simple as that. They're going to crash. I cannot see it.
3 very fast guys coming through from the back as well. Splinter, Risky and Bazza.
Well.
Different strategies.
This could be...
Over to you.
This could be something else, people. The run-up to Radion is going to be something else here. These guys are going to have to show us every bit of their driving skill. With 5 lights on, it's boogity, let's go racing in Belgium. No one spins off the line. I was worried that might happen, but Pete's had a fantastic start on the outside of Delatraz, trying to make it work. Look out for the understeer as he goes flying off the track. Will he keep that position? I don't think he will. Not too many people making too much contact. TC considered trying to go side by side of the hill, and there's quite a lot that are actually going to end up doing that. As we look on boards, just look how difficult this is. None of them are making the corner, but I think we're all just about avoiding the barriers, and that's the important bit. There's a few that are losing it. Fenagamo, yellow flags, but I don't think he's hit anything. He may have hit another car. He has got damage, but do you know what? There's a few out there with damage, but no one's actually retired yet so far, and that's shockingly surprising. I'm very impressed.
Has gone into one of the breaker marking boards.
A lot of them are missing the breaking point. They're all missing it now. No one's hit. TC's lost a position. TC's fallen down into P4, and there's a lot going off the track. I think NK Bourne's just gone flying off. You know, the most difficult corner might well be the bus stop. Remember 2010? We're seeing this already in a few of the corners, side by side, and corners like no name's a bad idea, and they're somehow not coming together. Louis Deltrax has got a 1.3 second lead at the moment. He is not going to want to look behind him at all, because this is going to get pretty messy. We've got all sorts going on. Look at Yuri spinning. He's been hit. For their sake, out is a safety car, if I'm honest with you. A Camo Babo out of the race, but you know what? I think we're staying green. We're staying green. I can't believe it. You can see that. Unfortunate Camo Babo didn't do anything wrong. But we are staying green right now. This is where it gets scary. Very scary.
Is out.
And for their sake, that needed to happen, didn't it? It needed to happen. But what are we going to do? Are we going to put inters on? Is anyone going to fancy it? Or is it just too dry?
It's right on the crossover, and it seems to be staying.
Because if it's going to stay like this, if it's going to stay like this in the crossover, then you're better off just staying on dries, because it won't be wet enough for inters then still.
As Pete pits from second place.
Was there damage though? TC in the pits. MK Board, Dexter, they're all pitting. Beesma stays out. This is where you get upsets, people. Nick has stayed out. Oh my goodness. So many are staying out. Or pitting, I should say, and only a couple staying out. Indecisive has stayed out. Whiteout has stayed out. This is where I said you could get a shock driver picking up.
By the way,
there are playoffs.
Bazza started P20, is now P5. We're staying out on those fresh mediums from the start.
Now, importantly, Pete has come out ahead of Jess. Jess, the only one of the people who didn't pit, who didn't beat out Pete. So that's actually bad news for her. And interesting, look at this. No one's pitted for inters. They're all pitted for a form of dry tyre. Which Did they all get damaged, or did they just not feel the sauce will last long enough? Either way, I guess a free pit stop's a free pit stop under a safety car, and that's one of their 2 stops done for most of them. Now, did Frenagamo just hit the wall? He did hit the wall on the pit exit. I thought he did. He broke the front wing off. Oh dear. Well, maybe we'll get his second pit stop done as well. Maybe not the worst thing in the world. He's down there in last anyway. Could be a godsend, that. So yeah, what about Jellatros? What about Beesman, Nick, Indecisive, Baza, and Yuri?
Rely on Indecisive Matt to stay out under a safety car.
The top 6
how
then.
He's got all his points this season. But it's a very interesting top 6.
Top 6 are going to regret, I reckon, not pitting, if I'm honest. Jess, of course, on the Joker, well, she's got to pit one more time anyway. And so she probably doesn't mind this too much, because that would technically make her second on the road when we've all finished pit stops. And so she'd love that. But, yeah, we'll see.
Very fast drivers behind her.
Yes.
Dexter, TC, MK Born, Risky.
And a very wet track as well, crucially. That might just keep her ahead, you know.
Yeah.
Right then, well, the whole field might actually, you know, close up by the end of the lap. I don't know if a safety car can come in after 2 laps, but we'll maybe get one more lap. But I'd love to see it go in now, please. Please? For their sake, we've got their safety car, they've got their change of tyres. Give us some action again, go on. But I think it'll stay another lap. It should go in by the end of lap 3. And it is raining, almost, it feels like it's heavier than it was at the start.
Yeah. It definitely looks it if you just go on board with
anybody. Yeah.
It's definitely heavier.
Paul McGuinness proving to us why he's not our main commentator, and that start got him wet. Brilliant driving until the crashing started. Yeah, not surprised.
Right, a very clean start.
Now, will Frenagamo pit for the second time? Will anyone pit for the second time? We, I think, have no one pitting except for Arnold.
Arnold pits.
I'm surprised no one else is doing this. Get that second stop out of the way, and if you still be on the back of this, and if you can just avoid all the accidents, you're fine. Hard compound tires to the end. Hard compound tires to the end. Yeah, simple as that.
But, yeah, Murdoch's on them.
Arnold has finished his pit strategy. This could work out very well for the man in the JACKOCAR livery. And hello to the 17 of you. Nice to see so many people tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
Do be sharing the link, of course. Do be subscribing. Do be giving us some lovely attention. We like attention.
The Splinter just picked up a 5-second penalty there. He missed the top of Ravion.
I noticed that. That's a bit clumsy. But yeah, like I say, if you can put your notifications on, it'd be very lovely. We have fantastic races like this every week, and it's only going to get more interesting as we get closer to the playoffs and then into the playoffs. And yeah, we're not too far away from that all kicking off. So yeah, you want to be here every Thursday, 7 PM.
Yep, after tonight we've got Italy, Monaco and Austria remaining for the regular season, as Risky Racer has spun.
Again?
From 11th.
The second time he's done this in this race. First time was on the formation lap. Second time was under safety car. Proves just how difficult it is out there. Because he can't spin it at full speed, but at low speed maybe the tyres just get cold or something. I don't know, but he's down at the back now. Really unfortunate there for him. And the rain has stopped. Rain has stopped. That's good news for these guys. They'll be liking that a lot. Doesn't mean the track won't still be wet, of course, but yeah. I imagine safety car will go in on this lap. And I guess ones to watch, Pete, Jess and Arnold, I'd say, when this goes in.
Lights are out.
Lights are out. Safety car is going to peel back into the pit lane, and you'd think it hadn't rained at all now. It's the track must have been just on the cusp of dryness. Maybe just the game being the game. Yeah. So Louis Deltros then. Beesman, Nick, Indecisive, Baza and Yuri all have to make 2 stops. They've got to judge this right.
The highest championship contender is in 7th at the moment.
Safety car peels in. Deltros takes a wide, and Tree's been flipped over. That's he's doing all sorts of acrobatics there. What can you even say about that? What happened? Did he flip over the curb? I don't get it. He's been hit by someone. What the? Listen, I've been a commentator on this game for a long time, right? I've never seen anything like that happen. Beesman's just cut the corner. Nick's gonna take the lead here, by the way. Just while all that's happening, Nick is in the lead of the race. Delatraz is upside down. And I can't. How do I even just stop? How do I even describe that? What on earth happened? I need to ask him what happened. I don't understand what just happened.
I've never seen that. Ever. As Basil moves up to third and runs wide. Owens, DM and Louis Delatraz as we speak. I'll take over. Nick from one hub leads the race. Beesma is in second. Basil obviously just moved up to P3. We don't know what's just gone on. Oh, and Yuri's spun.
Oh, Yuri's gone opposite. Track's still wet then. Track is still wet. Right. Composure. Composure. He's broke the front line now as well, has a Yuri, so he'll have to pit. Get that second thing. And I think Baz's second place. Now I don't know if he did that by cutting the bus stop.
I'm honestly not sure. I'm still recovering from the last lap.
Oh my goodness.
He's got a run on Baz, and here he's in the slipstream.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. Did Baz cut? I know he was off the track in the last corner, but did he actually? Well, I don't know. I know Louis says he just went in the air. He just went in the air. He didn't hit it. He just went in the air. The game lagged. He went in the air. Can I just remind you then of Louis Deltraz's career in JACKOCAR? His first race he led and got hit by a piece of debris which gave him a puncture and took him out of the race. Not his fault, didn't do anything wrong, but he was taken out. And today he hit nothing and started doing somersaults in the final corner. Oh. Oh my goodness. Seen anything like that. Anyway, meanwhile, Nick has got a near 3-second gap at the front. This is going very well for him. Of course, he's going to make 2 more stops. He's got to be careful. But it's
a good advert for one hub. We'll let him have this free advertisement.
Oh yeah.
As long as he doesn't win, it's all good. Which puts Pete in the box seat as he moves up to third. I know he's got a penalty.
Yeah.
And he's made that crucial one stop already over Bazza and Nick, as Nick sets the fastest lap.
Do you know what's also good for Nick is that the guys behind are actually on the mediums. That's good news. Or Pete probably will catch up quickly anyway, but it just means he has a tire advantage. So he should be able to pull away. I reckon he'll maybe get that to 5 seconds before everything's sorted. All I'm saying now, Baz has had a horrendous run up the hill, so ignore that. Pete's going to get by quite quickly now. Beesma, surprised he's not actually going that quickly, being on the sauce. Maybe they're starting to go off, of course. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh my goodness. White-type has got ahead of MK Bourne, he's ahead of Clyde. DRS is enabled, as far as I'm aware. And look at that, you got a bit more side by side as well. Midfield's doing a lot of decent fighting, but yeah.
Beesma very wide.
Beesma, yeah, he is struggling, isn't he? He's really struggling. Yeah, I wouldn't try on the inside there if I was TC. That is asking for someone to go wrong. We had 3 pitters, by the way, on that restart phase. It was Frenagamo, Yuri, and Splinter. They'll all go to the end. I'll be looking for another safety car, I guess, at some point soon. Clyde has got by MK Bourne. MK Bourne has got damage. I was wondering what was happening there. He was, yeah, gotten damaged. So he'll probably have to pit as well. But this, yeah, is still a very mixed up grid. And the favourite for the race, of course, being out of it helps that. But here comes TC on the outside of Beasley. You got to remember that the only person out here who's doing a one-stop is Jess, as Frenagamo retires from the race. And that's another safety car. Yeah. Jess, pit. Wouldn't be a bad idea. There's a few that are taking the pit stop. We've got MK Bourne, he'll be happy with that with his front wing damage. And there's a couple more as well. Risky Racer, Mr. John, Murdoch, Jess. What are you doing, Jess? Pit.
Look at Arnold all the way up to 10th now.
Yeah, Arnold up to P10, going really well. He again, he is going to the end on this, and everyone ahead will have to pit. And Nick has to pit twice. I fear has to pit twice. But yeah, why has Jess not pitted? You know, we said this last week, and it turned out to be a great plan to not pit when we told her to. But she's got to pit. She's got to be able to take advantage of these types of situations, surely.
I think she's been very stubborn and sticking to her strategy.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know that.
Well, we got a chance then. Let me just quickly look back at what happened to Derek. I don't know if he hit anything now, because I know he said he didn't hit anything. It didn't look... didn't look like he hit anything from my point of view. Oh my goodness. I don't want to laugh at it, but ugh, it is very funny. So he goes to the final corner. Doesn't hit anything. He doesn't hit anything. And he probably gave a few people damage. I just want to do a quick once over on everyone. Did everyone get through damage? Because I'm just wondering if that's why some people may have fell down the grid. Because I know a couple of people did hit the car.
I think Risky Racer was one of those that hit him.
Yeah, because his car didn't ghost. I know it rolled over the top of, I think, Pete, but it was over the top of him, so he was okay. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Beesma was second in line at the time as race leader Nick Pitts.
Yeah. We're back in just 1 second. Just need to get the clip sorted now. I need to probably look at this. Yeah, I can confirm he had nothing. So we got 5 in the pits then. Of course, there was meant to be 6 coming in for 2 stalls, but Louis Deltras is out of it. So the 5 that pitted at the front there, I assume we'll have 1 more to go. And then Jess in the pits as well. 1 lap late, goodness knows why. Maybe she's listening to the straight, maybe she listened to us. But yeah, everyone has now made at least 1 stop. Of course, Jess only had to make 1 stop, and so she is done for the day. As are Arnold and Dexter, second on line, as it turns out. MK Bourne, that's a surprise as well, having broken that front wing. This really worked out for him. Mr. John, Risky, Murdoch, and Splinter. And then, of course, Jess at the back of all that. And Arnold just past Clyde. Is there a bit of lag going on there? Oh my, yeah, there's a bit of lag. They can't see each other. That's useful. You love when drivers get all close and personal. We like to be a bit more loose of our rules, but this is a bit ridiculous, guys.
It does make Arnold the net race leader if he can escape Chris's lap.
Of course, he might come up against people on softs at the end of the race. That might be the only worry.
It's true. I assume you're seeing what I'm seeing, Owen?
Yep. Like I say, we like to be a bit more loose with the rules, but come on.
Yeah. Well, this race has had it all so far, hasn't it?
Yeah. I just can't believe it. We have seen 3 really odd incidents today. We've seen 2 spins from Risky Racer, 1 on the formation lap and 1 under the first safety car. And we've seen, whoa, Whiteout. We've just seen a 3rd incident, well, 4th incident, and we've seen Whiteout really stick it in the gravel. And we've now seen Delatraz go flipping at the end of a safety car when he didn't hit anything. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe what I'm seeing. So, I think I ask you this every week. It's lap 8. Who's your pick for the win at this point?
Is anyone going to maybe take their second stop again? No, I wonder. I'd be surprised if anyone who's already pitted would pit again, but say someone like Baza, who's very clearly on the sauce going for a quick run, I guess he'd be one to watch now, actually. Certainly one to watch. He's the only one out there on the sauce in that top 10. Although he's going to be probably seeing the lag that's happening with those two up ahead, so that might make it a little bit more difficult to overtake, but we're now going to have to come up with some new ones to watches. Of course, Arnold's our first one, I'd say. Baza, another one. Nick, another one. He was supremely quick. And pretty much everyone's really a one to watch right now.
So Dexter as well, obviously completed the strategy.
And look at this, the sun's come out now. So this will help conditions even more for the guys. But yeah, hopefully the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. I'm surprised it wasn't in at the end of the last lap, if I'm honest with you, but should come in at the end of this one. Has someone been off? Someone's just hit the barrier, I think. I think Risky Racer has been off the track. He destroyed the marker board, but didn't break anything else. His car's still in one piece. That's odd, that. That's another odd incident. Guys, can you just calm it? How have we still got 17 drivers? That's what I want to know. I'm surprised the safety car hasn't binned it yet. But yeah, like I say, people still to pit them. We'll just quickly give you that rundown again before we get going again. Pete, TC, Whiteout, Clyde, Baza, Nick, and Beesma, and Indecisive, and Yuri all had to pit again. Jess is on a joker, so she doesn't have to pit again. Rest have done their 2 stops. Their minimum of 2 stops, of course they could do more. But yeah. And especially if we get more safety cars, that actually wouldn't be surprised if we see more pit stops. For the guys that have already done 2 pit stops, maybe safety cars, they'll want that the whole race now, because it means that when the one-stoppers pit for a certain time, then they'll be screwed. But yeah, we'll see how it all works out. Safety car is in at the end of this lap. And all eyes are going to be on that bus stop chicane this time, to see if... Oh, Yuri has hit Splinter, or more, Splinter has hit Yuri. Is there damage? There's no damage. Why are they giving penalties out for this? I don't get it. It makes no sense. But I'm sure they'll get that one removed. I think we've already talked about this extensively. About why those penalties shouldn't stand. But yeah, we've got to look at that last chicane, the bus stop. See if there's any invisible thing that these guys are going to hit. They all saw what happened, because Delatraz was the race leader when it all went wrong.
Imagine Pete will be worried about it as well.
Well, yeah, they'll all be worried about it.
The field down.
It could affect his restart. This he may be a bit overcautious, but no one is flipping over. We're all okay, apart from obviously the lagging cars, but they're a special case, I guess. As we go back to green flag racing, it looks like we've all got off the line cleanly. Oh, thank goodness for that. Apart from Yuri, he's taken 10 seconds of penalties in the last sort of 30 seconds. Maybe not the best for him. But yeah, let's have a look at Baza then, and Nick, because these two I'd expect to be the big movers in this stint. But which one will be the one taking charge? Because they've both got to try and get by the lagging cars ahead, and that could really distract them and make this quite interesting. And you can see Arnold as well has just got by the 2 of them in one go. Well, he tried anyway. He got by... Or, well, he tried. It's hard to tell, really, when he's going back and forth between different cars, but he certainly tried on Whiteout, and he still looks like he's trying. I, honest to God, don't know what they're seeing in the car. I assume they're both just taking the regular racing line, but they can't see each other. That's why they're humping each other.
Can we say that?
I think we can say that. I mean, that's
fine.
What's happening, isn't it? Look at that. Lovely move there from Clyde. But yeah, Baza...
opportunistic through the middle of the car.
Yeah. He's gone right through him. But now Baza's understeering quite a bit there, but he is on the back of this now. I'm hoping he hasn't touched him by accident. But he had pulled away from Nick quite a bit in that sector, but he's just lost all that time. Has he not damage or something? I don't know. Or maybe it was just a bad corner. Because he's now got the purple machine of death all over him. Yeah, he's going to get overtaken here, isn't he? unless he could defend as well. Doesn't want to break
As one of
too
the
late.
better defenders on the grid. And he does alright there.
Yeah, he's done alright there. DRS not enabled, of course, until the next lap. TC sets the fastest lap of the race. Could he be on to take his... it'd be his first victory, wouldn't it?
Yes.
He needs that ticket in the playoffs. Although, frankly, with the amount of points he's been getting, he's been pretty consistent this season. He probably would still possibly get there, even without a win. Oh, I've jinxed it! He's going to go back in the middle of the pack. Look out, guys! Oh, pass it! Oh, no, it's Nick. Nick's the one that hits him, and there's absolute chaos. We've got 4 or 5 cars hitting each other, and they're still doing it. Safety car again! We've got 6 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. We're down to 9. Oh my god. Wait till you see what this is. Because more cars went. Look at this. Look at this. Yuri went completely separately. Jess! Oh, Jess has hit them. Jess has hit them. Well, really, I mean, what else was she meant to do, in fairness? But, she just broke the front wing.
I think, well, she's guaranteed P9, so she can pick.
I'm very sorry, that was my fault. I was just saying how good and consistent TC was, and how he was probably going to get playoffs just on his consistency alone, and he goes and takes out 6 cars in one fell swoop.
Oh, and it was only about, well, it was exactly a week ago you were saying to me, we're due a big crash. And
we are due a big crash, and we've got one. As Baza gets a drive-through penalty, and, well, I mean, that might be the least of his problems. Did he get any damage and all that, or did he avoid it? Oh, no, he didn't actually get any damage. Mind you, then again, a drive-through penalty isn't really going to ruin your life. It's going to be P9. Oh, they're finally ghosting these two now. Arnold and Clyde. And they're all pitting.
Are they?
They are all pitting. Well, they're making their second stops, aren't they?
No, you said they're ghosting.
Oh, no, yeah, they're ghosting. Yeah, they're ghosting because instead of humping each other. So Arno decides to pit for the 3rd time, and there's still there's still 3 people out there on the 1 stop. There's yeah, there might be a lot of unhappy drivers after this race. Again, nothing really that can be done about big crashes like that. We saw it all happen on the stream, so...
I went on board with TC at the wrong time, and that was as he is parked in the middle of the track facing the wrong way. With a herd of cars coming up the top of Radion. Oh dear.
Hey! That's not nice! TC has been mean to me. He's saying bad words. You disgraceful man. Although, like I said, it was my fault. I did involuntarily cause that crash. I didn't mean to. What I was saying was that...
Someone in the chat.
What I was saying was... Well, what I was saying is that TC was doing really well. Oh, they're not ghosting anymore, those two, they're humping each other again. I was saying he was doing really well, but then as I was in the middle of saying that, he spun. But anyway, yeah, TC, not really my biggest fan today. Yuri has rejoined. Yeah, he missed quite a... Was he in that... No, he missed the crash, because he crashed just before it all. He didn't actually see it. I've been fired from ILRT now as well. It's all going wrong. They don't want me anymore. They've just seen my commentary skills. Yuri never saw the crash. He spun off and was probably facing away from it.
I think Yuri and Mr. John had their own crash looking at where they DNF.
Well, this is it. I think there was 2 cars in Radion. That's why we're down to 9 and not 11, because there were 6 cars on the straight, but there were another 2. And so we saw all sorts going completely sideways. Well, that tops ILR8's big accident from last season. Well done, lads. Good stuff. Oh dear. Right, safety car is still out. For what reason, I don't know. We've all backed up. There's barely anyone left. So it was always going to back up quite quickly. what's going to happen next today? Because we're only just past the halfway point.
Those drivers still need to pit as well, so...
Yeah. There are still some need to pit, and why aren't they? I don't get. Maybe they're expecting another safety car, but there's not many cars left to cause them. When you lose 8 cars in the space of 10 seconds, it will make a chance of a safety car a lot less likely later on down the line. But we'll see. We'll see. As Indecisive, so I saw it went off to Narnia and got a penalty for it. Maybe a bit harsh, but quite a lot of these guys. Again, what did I say? We're on for potentially upsets today. Now, Pete is still out there. Arnold is still out there. So maybe they'll finish 1-2 still at the end of it all. But let's say they don't. Let's say something happens to them as well. What an unbelievable set of results we could be on for today. Jess was over the moon with P6 last week. She could be looking at something a lot better by the end of this. Although she hasn't pitted. She broke the front wing, Jess.
Jess is adamant she's going to stick to the one-stop, the Joker strategy. But,
like, you're only going to lose one position and the guy behind you on the soft, so he's going to pass you anyway. I think Jess needs a race engineer. Sorry, it makes it sound like I'm being mean, but... Oh, why are you pitting?
There's a few penalties on the field as well.
Yeah, there are a few, actually. Sorry, I put the stream on. My hair is a double sign there.
Pete only has a 3-second penalty, so he is best placed to win this race at the moment.
Is this JACKOCAR's version of the 1996 Monaco GP? No, Paul. I'd say it's more JACKOCAR's version of the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix, because it's more realistic. Because we saw everyone crash. That is it. We just took Murray Walker's commentary over all that. Sorted.
Yeah.
I think. Sorted.
Anyway, we've got a 9-car sprint race to finish this off.
We say sprint race, like I say, only just past the halfway point. There's still a lot of racing left to do. And we've got so many different tyre strategies. I think there's been a crash. Yeah, Arnold's had a collision with Jess, and even more of her front wing's gone missing. And that, well, it's another penalty, isn't it, to deal with? As Splinter leaves the session, he's seen enough.
He's already out. He's finished 10th. I think he's on for 7 points.
Nick in the chat there saying that there's some serious illegal parking going on. Yeah. I'd go with that.
I hope Nick's enjoyed his debut.
He was
kind of short.
Well, he's experienced everything. What a weird debut that must be. But here we go then. Baza has absolutely went for it. And let's force everyone to sort of jump the gun a bit. I'm surprised we're all making it free alive, because I thought there were a few might have gone deep. But we've got going again. We are green, and we are again on course for hopefully some more good racing. Jess pits at the end of the safety car. Yeah. Clyde making contact now with Whiteside there, banging wheels, and they go side by side up the hill. Clyde pulls clear before they get there, so good stuff. Nicely done. Can Arnold now get by? What about Biesma and Pete? Pete on the outside, Biesma on the inside. As they head out till they come. And it is Pete in the lead of that fight, and then Biesma going super deep. Clyde gets ahead of Indecisive. And Indecisive struggling quite a bit there, actually. Whiteside thought about going for a move. There was no move. How has Delataz retired? Well, boy, you need to go back to the end of lap 3 and you'll see what happened. I don't want to spoil it for you because you clearly haven't seen it, but it was something very weird. Indecisive is falling like a rock though. He's not had a great restart. He got a few penalties on that safety car as well. Arnold is stuck as well. Not the best restart for him, but is at the moment Pete's looking... Do you know what? I'm not even going to say it, actually.
No.
Don't. Sorry, it's in my nature. I've got to say, I've got to be supportive, you know. But yeah, Indecisive. He's doing terribly. That'll leg him on.
He's doing a bloody good job.
Arnold's
behind him. He's in the wall and he's out. Oh.
Safety car again. Jess, for the love of Christ, don't do anything stupid. Right, pitters, pit. Please, right, you've got one stop to go. Baza and Biesma and Indecisive. Baza's cut the car. At least he pitted. He's got one of them right. Biesma pits as well. Indecisive will probably take this opportunity to pit. And yeah, that was hitting the grass there for Indecisive hasn't pitted. That was hitting the grass there for Arnaud and just losing it. And that's what happens when you hit the grass there. And he got a bit of that opposite lock on and he hit the wall hard. Luckily took no one else with him. That could have easily been taking someone else with him, but we're down to 8 drivers and it's lap 15 of the race. Honestly, why hasn't everyone pitted under the safety car? I'm really surprised by this. So, can I just try and get any confirmation on this? You've got the stats, obviously, but is Pete the only race winner we've actually got still on the track?
Race winners, yeah. Pete is in the playoffs and nobody else is.
So, he's the only race winner out here. So if, like I said this earlier, but if something happens to him in this race, which, from what we've seen, is looking more and more likely to happen to everyone, but he drops out of this race, he makes a mistake, he hits the wall, and we are going to have this big upset. I said that we could get it. I said this is one place you might well see it, maybe Monaco as well. Anyone, if you get to the end of this thing, you can be getting yourself a free spot in the playoffs, and that could be so crucial to your season.
So that anybody but Pete, anybody who wins it, they're going to the playoffs. It's straightforward.
And even still saying it, I mean, the amount of people who are scoring more points than maybe they would have expected to today, that could still get them in on points anyway. So
you've got to look at the people who've been struggling this season, which is everybody who's below Pete.
Yeah.
Cloud's probably the fastest driver behind Pete, but he's had a poor season. Whiteout has had a shocking season.
He could have won round 1, couldn't he, Whiteout, and it just never happened.
Well, Matt's 12 points off the cut line at the moment, and he's in 4th. He needs to pit again, obviously. Risky Racer, he's also 12 points off the cut line. If he finishes there, he gets 12 points. It's
unfortunate for likes of Mr. John that if he wasn't having his own accidents, I think he would have been one of the drivers who really could have benefited from this type of thing as well. Most of the people that you would expect to be really benefiting from a race like this is there, maybe apart from Mr. John, but yeah, these guys really are. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. But Indecisive, he's got to remember his pit stop. I'm worrying he's forgetting about it.
Surely now.
He's out again. Someone needs to tell him. I don't know if because well, that's just the last thing he needs. Someone getting disqualified post-race for forgetting a pit stop.
Yeah. I think we mention it every week. Not he, but everybody has to make a mandatory 2 stops. If not, you will be disqualified.
But yeah, let me just see the position change, by the way, for everyone, because there'll be quite a lot of maybe upsets out there. Pete only went up by 1, but then it's Clyde up by 7. It is Whiteout by 10. Indecisive by 8. Risky by 14. Beesma by 8. Bassett by 13. And Jess by 8. A lot of the drivers are joining back to watch the action. It's good to see that, actually. They must have dropped in to say, this is going to be quite interesting to watch. Khalifa said he was getting ILR 6 Season 4 vibes for Belgium. You mentioned this one.
Particular race. Yeah, Khalifa finished P5 in that particular race.
Out of how many?
Out of 20, but only 5 finished.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It was one of those weird types of days. Yeah. And we're certainly on for that again. Oh, do you know what? While we've got time, I've got to watch back that crash again. I just want to see what
happened. Do that, Owen, and give you a rundown of the playoffs of the drivers that are still in this race. And the first one is 10th place, obviously ignoring Pete, is 10th place Cloud, who is 1 point above the cut line. Below him is Baza, who is obviously 1 point below the cut line. John is out. Apex Whiteout is 6 behind the cut line. Indecisive Matt is 12 below. Risky is 12 below. Jess is 27 points down, so they're greatly for her. And Yori, no, not Yori, sorry. Beesma is 34 points below the cut line. He's in for a hell of a day if he just keeps it on the track.
Right. The thing I was interested in with the accident was just seeing exactly what Mr. John and what Yuri did, and yeah, it does look like they actually might have collided on the way up the hill because they were right on each other, and so that yeah, as we thought, a crash totally unrelated to the 6-car pile-up that happened just a few hundred meters up ahead of them. So, yeah. Unfortunate. I mean, Yuri as well, of course, another one that really could have benefited from this title spin. He's had a shocking season himself. But well, we're gonna go again. There's a maximum of 5 safety cars. We've used 4 of them. So, yeah, you're only gonna get 1 more after this. So, yeah, indecisive. Only 1 still. There's been a crash. Someone's crashed. Is it indecisive? It's indecisive. He's hit Whiteside. Well, he's gonna pit now, isn't he? We were just saying that he has to pit now. He has to pit now with that damage. His front wing is gone. He's not pitted. What's he doing right now? What is he doing right now? Got a pit. Well, we go green again. 5th time we've seen the green flags come out for a start or a restart. Hopefully this is the last. But we've already seen a big slide there from Beesman. He's going to fall right down. Jess is in Narnia as well, having a poor start. But Baz is on the inside of Eau Rouge, taking that position nice and quickly, not wasting any time whatsoever. And Beesman probably won't try and waste too much time on the way up here either. On the outside. And up into P6. Be aware though, Indecisive might struggle with braking with that front wing damage, and he does a bit, but Beesma saw that coming. Pete held on to the lead pretty well.
I've got this funny feeling that Pete might be doing a bit of teamwork. He's going to back these guys up into Risky Racer to try and get Risky to win it.
Well, this is the thing, of all the people who could be leading this race, the one person who's actually leading it doesn't need to win it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a win's useless to him, but it kind of is.
No. He'll happily take the playoff points, I'm sure, but I think Pete's a team player. He'll want to get Risky on the top step, but there's 2 cars between them.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how the team play works out as Jess now gets into the back of Indecisive as well. Indecisive will most likely end this lap in P8. The damage is just too big on that car, and the penalty as well to worry about. Penalties are, of course, a big factor. I didn't think to check that during the safety car, but that probably would be quite interesting to have a look at. But look at Risky Racer, he's on the outside, and he's onto the grass as well, but he's still going to try and make the move stick. That'd be some move if he can do it when he was on the grass, but he didn't quite manage it. Let me just take the penalties here. Pete has got 3 seconds, oh god. Clyde has got 8. Whiteside's got none. Risky Racer, I thought he was going to go for a move there. Risky Racer has got 8. Do you know what? We'll check the rest later on. I just don't want to miss anything because I know he's got Baz right on him. But yeah, the penalties could still play a big factor if Whiteside
got a penalty, by the way.
Oh, he has as well, yeah. But people who have 8 might fall down quite a bit. Although they could get them removed, they could be for safety car incidents that may or may not be their fault. But we'll see. But yeah, Indecisive then down to last place. Whiteside, only driver now out there on the mediums. That probably doesn't look too good for him, but yeah. My goodness. Only 5 laps to go now, so you wouldn't think there could be much more that could go wrong today, but
don't say that.
But we'll just hold our breath on this one, because the big 6-car pile-up didn't happen because of a collision. It happened because the car lost it on his own and spun up the hill. Just imagine Pete just spins up the hill, takes 6 with him.
Just imagine it, Owen. Imagine him going off right now.
I know. Well, we've seen it happen.
He's not going to do it.
We saw Arnold go off there. You see where the barrier sticks out a bit there. You lose the back end, touch the grass, you're going to be in that wall. Man, this race is going to be... We should make a highlights package for this race. We need a race to advertise this league's mentalness. This one.
This is the one.
This is the one you got to look at. But it does pick up another penalty. Whiteside picks up his 5-second time penalty. Pete though, keeping it
closing in on Whiteout.
Cleaner. Well, yeah, you'd be surprised that it was tired really. As Baza Pitts broke the front wing. That'll broke Jess up to 6th. And I think that'll be the last person to gain from that, unless Indecisive is close, but I don't think he is. Jess, I think her best result is P6, and well, she's there at the moment.
Should be ecstatic at 2 6
oh,
places
no, actually,
in a row.
Baza, of course, you forget he's got the inside line on the pit lane exit, so actually Jess was ahead before And they got the shortcut through there, but Whiteside... Oh, they've hit each other! Risky Racer and Whiteside, and that's a collision that's just going to have them stuck. They're... Look at that! They're on the throttle trying to force each other around. And where did Beesner go? Beesner! Oh, Beesner was on that, I thought, at one point, but he's gone, and now Whiteside... Oh my goodness. Big damage, big damage.
Risky still has all his front wing as well.
Yeah, Risky does, but he has lost 12 seconds.
But what will his teammate Pete do?
Well, I'll tell you what, if Baza wasn't going to promote Jess to 6th, then this certainly will. Here comes Baza outside.
All over the back of him.
Let's be careful here, man. Yeah, they're being nice and careful. They're not being stupid, because Whiteside, even when he's going that slowly into the corner, he still can't make it. Here's Jess on the back.
Yeah.
Jess again, just got to be careful. White will probably slow it down on the inside. Oh, he's understeering too wide there. And yeah, he's just going to let him go. I know someone's in the chat there saying that Whitehead's got a puncture. Okay, but he doesn't have a puncture. That's not a puncture. It's just massive front wing damage. I think if he saw he had a puncture, then he would have been spinning off like a top. But yeah, last medium runner bites the dust in a rather uneventful NZS race, as it turns out. Just a wee spin, and he just got sort of dunked into the wall afterwards. And yeah, he will fall to last place. So only 3 laps to go then. Pete leading the way from Clyde. His penalties, and he won't have to worry about those anymore. 12 seconds clear, unless of course he has a crash or something. I don't think... I'm pretty sure there was no puncture on the car. Okay, maybe Whiteside could tell us, but when he finished his race, I'm pretty sure there's no puncture there. I'm not seeing a puncture. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, he's last anyway. Which is still 8th place. Not bad. But yeah, gaps have now opened up. I can sit back now.
Yeah, our job is done here, Aaron.
I think it is.
Well done, Pete, for winning the race.
Well done, Pete, for winning the race. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, if we're going to get one more crash, surely it's that man.
Yeah. Give us that big upset. Go on, you know you want to. You don't need this win, not really. I mean, of course, you'll want it for the bragging rights, but let's be honest, you really don't care. 2 laps, of course, the longest 2 laps of the season. Of course, because this track is pretty darn long, so you're going to have a longer 2 laps of your life, then these will be them. Let me just quickly check the penalties again, just to definitely confirm he won't lose on penalties, because Pete's got 3 seconds, Clyde has got 8 seconds. So he can even afford a bit of a slip up and still maybe get away with it. Yeah, all under control up the hill. We've got yellows in sector 2, that could well be for Whiteside.
Yeah, it looks like he's just
spun off, didn't he? Spun off.
He'll be disappointed as well. I know there's only 8 runners left, which are points that he needs.
Yeah, but you don't want to be last of those runners.
He shouldn't be down here. And just all but certain podium is gone.
Yeah. It's quite nervy watching these guys go up the hill. A lot of them are really slowing it down up there just to be safe.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, they just want to get to the finish now.
7 of these guys, as we mentioned, aren't in the playoffs. So they will know how valuable these points are. This is really going to turn the championship table on its head as well.
Yeah, we still got 3 rounds coming up. Monaco maybe being the highlight for more types of upsets like this on simulation damage.
And at night.
And at night. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables. We could yet have another race just like this one in the not too distant future, but let's not get overexcited. We've still got to just get to the end of this one first. As Pete into the bus stop for this penultimate time.
Next week, of course, is the Italian Grand Prix, then Monaco, and Austria after that.
Yep.
And then we're into the playoffs. That man there will be there in the 21 car.
But will he be at the checkered flag when it flies at the end of this lap? Let's just make sure he definitely gets there safely. Up through a Rouge and Radion one last time. Unsurprisingly, he has a pretty big lift up there. He doesn't want to be messing about too much. Clyde gained a lot on him there. He was giving it his all. Risky Racer on for the podium. And again, he has a bit of a lift up there. Just wants to be safe. No one wants to stick it in the wall on the final lap. After everything that's happened already. Looks like we're all making it safely so far. Just follow Pete round as he finishes the lap off.
I think Basil will be relatively happy with a P5.
I don't know. He was up in the fight for the lead at one point. I would have maybe suggested, but then it just didn't work out.
He was still a pit stop down on everybody at that time. But after the couple of weeks he's had, I think a P5, I'll go down well in Baz's cab.
Fastest lap there for Whiteside. He'll be happy, I guess, to have that. Maybe it's a nice consolation.
That's another playoff point.
But here comes Pete through Blanchimont. Then only the famous bus stop, which isn't really a bus stop, it's more chicane. And yeah, the checker flag awaits him. And after the most crazy JACKOCAR race we've ever had, Pete comes around the corner to win for the second race in a row. Good job from him. Did all he had to do, really. Clyde comes across the line in P2. Good result for him. Probably his best of the season, I wouldn't be surprised.
I do believe so.
Risky Racer, I think, to equal his best.
Yep, he got third in Silverstone.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Third in Belgium.
We'll just make sure the penalties are okay. Especially with like the Beesman and Baza, see how they get on. But Risky third. Oh, it was close, you know. It was close. Beesman only 3/10 off. Baza is in fifth. How many penalties did Jess have? Because, I mean, I think Baza had 8.
Oh, she's gone wide.
Oh, don't be going wide. You've got 18 seconds. If she's got less than that. Yeah, she's fifth. She got it. Just about. She nearly lost it, though. I was going to say, she nearly lost it there. But Jess then takes P5. That's why Baza was pushing so much at the end. He had to get that up. Indecisive. Comes home P7. Whiteside will most likely come home in P8 unless he smashes the car up, which I wouldn't blame him for.
8th is guaranteed. He'll get in no matter what.
Yeah.
Good rap. He'll still be giving it as he cuts the
Yeah, well, I think he sort of knows it himself. Is he going for that fastest lap again, I wonder? As he comes across the line. To end the most incredible race. Cars are doing somersaults out of the final corner. 8 cars bidding it in the space of 10 seconds. This race had it all. And at the end of it, it was Pete who came out, beat the odds, beats Louis. Probably had Louis climbing all over him when he was doing his somersaults, but it's not relevant. But and yeah, well, it tells you how crazy that race has been when Jess is still disappointed with P5. By the looks of it in the chat. That's the type of race we had today.
As the rain starts to pour.
Yes.
In the background.
You'd forget it was even wet. That's how mad this race was. You'd forget it started off pissing it down. Can't believe it. But right, we'll go for the order then. Pete from Clyde, Risky Racer, Beesman, Jess, Baza, Indecisive and Whiteside. They are your finishers. And the retirements. Arnold, Spencer, Murdoch, MK Bourne, Dexter, TC, Nick, Yuri, Mr. John, Franagamo, Louis, and Camo Babo. Holy moly. I don't really think we can describe that race. Honestly, it's just... It is what it is. It happened. Let's do it all again next week.
That was the best race this season.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd confidently say that. Yeah, I think we'll end this one off here. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm sure you were entertained. If you weren't, what's wrong with you? And yeah, we'll be back next week, same time, different place, Italy. And yeah, hope you're looking forward to all that. And yeah, from myself, Owen White, and my co-com, Jacko, and of course, Big Man the owner, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Safe travels, everybody.